Well, the first surprise with Derek Carr, New Orleans, a 4-year contract, big money contract with a Saints team. It's got big salary cap problems. They have till March 15th to rearrange more people, move them off the roster, or restructure contracts. March 15th is the beginning of the new business year, so they can fit Derek Carr's contract in there. I was surprised he lickety split committed to sign there. He had talked to the Jets twice. He had talked to the Saints twice. He never got to Carolina. Don't understand that because I think he would have flourished under Frank Reich. But Carr is a New Orleans Saint. There are going to be different starting quarterbacks with every team in that Southern Division now. Every team's quarterback is gone, led by Tom Brady in Tampa, and Jameis Winston's obviously out the door in New Orleans, and there'll be a new guy in Houston, obviously a new guy in Indianapolis. So fascinating to see him make that commitment. The Aaron Rodgers story. He did a Zoom call with the New York Jets one night. Early the next morning, contingent of 4 people, led by the owner, Woody Johnson of the New York Jets, flew cross-country to meet with him in Los Angeles, flew back the next day. Dialogue is continuing. I'm led to believe there's an agreement on a trade compensation to get him out of Green Bay. I think the deal is the Jets would give him a 3rd-round pick immediately, and if he leads them to the playoffs, it could be elevated to maybe a 2nd-round draft pick. Now, Green Bay, the contract value is $58 million this coming season. If they let him go, it's a $40 million cap hit. $40 million off their cap. Now, next year, they'd be free. They'll have an absolute ton of money to use, and they do have the quarterback, Jordan Love, to replace him. But because of the way the contract is structured, the cap figure for the New York Jets is a heck of a lot lower. It's like $15 million this year. It bolts to $34 million next season if he were a New York Jet. So we're on the clock waiting for a message out of Green Bay. Is this the price? Because as I said, I didn't think there were a heck of a lot of teams that could take on that monster Aaron Rodgers contract. And then this morning, when I found out the cap hit is what the cap hit is, 40 plus million in Green Bay, that's 40 million they would not have to use to get free agents coming back in the front door. Your thoughts on Carr, your thoughts on AR?
Well, my question to you is do you think the Saints are now a competitive team? And if the Jets got Aaron Rodgers, would that be the missing piece that they've been looking for?
I think answers are yes and yes. Definitely yes in New Orleans because they do have multiples of great wide receivers led by the kid from here, Chris Olave, the ex-Ohio State star from La Costa Canyon. And they've still got Michael Thomas, who's had a lot of injury problems, but still a good player. And they still got the do-everything running back in Alvin Kamara. And they got a very good defense that they kind of rebuilt last season. So Carr would be a missing link that they don't have. And in terms of the Jets, I would think maybe Aaron Rodgers is a monster difference maker, but they've had so many injuries to the key components in front of that quarterback. They lost their top 3 offensive tackles last year with really bad knee injuries. And they had problems at center and guard. And I don't know if they've got enough star quality at wide receiver, but there's no doubt when you get a 4-time MVP coming in the front door, that's a pretty good acquisition. Okay, next quarterback question.
Okay.